Fans are calling for both Lin Dunn and Christie Sides to resign from the Fevers. 5WI13 and now we won 20. And so I'm real pleased with the progress that we've made, the talent, that we have the job, that the coaches and the players did this. Your Lin Dunn was supposedly joking after the game, which riled up Clark fans speaking about a third game in Indiana with the Sun. I talked to the GM in Connecticut and I said, Darius, let's go back to Eend. Let's have one game in Eend, said there is no way I'm going to do anything to allow my team to get out of this arena. And I said, well, I don't blame you. I said, because we will have 19. 0 people ready for you. And he said, I don't want to go back to E, but our players deserved a chance to play at home. Christie Sides is legitimately the worst coach I've ever seen. 30-point lead evaporating. Caitlin has scored or assisted for half of your offense, and you take her off ball and don't run anything for her as they make it a 2-possession game. She's got to be fired because of the new reset. Timeout Indiana has not yet used Chicago. I never want her to not be aggressive and take shots. I really thought when she went out and transitioned after that missed free throw, I thought she was going to take it to the rim or pull up right there. That would have been her. That have been a great shot. For our team, Caitlin Clark has been a pivotal part of the Fever's success. Whilst most believe Christie Sides is not the right fit for the job anymore, Christie Sides and Caitlin have had a few tentative moments thus far, but everything seemed to go to plan towards the end of the season, which led to Christie not being talked about as much. But after Indiana only reached the first rounds of the playoffs, surely questions now need to be asked. There were times that people felt like Christie didn't have a great relationship with Caitlin. They were calling for Lisa Beal to come back in, or who should coach her, calling for her job to be fired. Etsy, whilst this is happening, the Aces have an important game coming up, and Wilson is set to star again. Analysts have voiced their opinion on her not getting as much attention as Caitlin, and it being an injustice. Asia Wilson, 28 years old, 0 points in the regular season. Why is that not the biggest story out at the moment? Why are we talking about Caitlin Clark? Why when Asia was releasing a shoe, where are we talking about? Caitlin, there are growing calls for Lin Dunn to step down as general manager and for Christie Sides to be replaced as head coach. These sentiments stem from a combination of questionable decisions and missed opportunities that have left fans feeling frustrated and players without the support. They need to succeed. First off, we need to address the elephant in the room, Christie Sides throughout the season sides. It made some questionable decisions throughout, and some of the results speak for themselves. It's not just about wins and losses, though those certainly paint a picture. It's about how she's been handling key moments in games. Timeouts, for instance, are an essential tool for any coach to regain control of the game, but Sides just hasn't been using them effectively. I mean, how many times have we seen the Fever caught in a tough spot, desperately needing a breather, and Sides just lets them play through it without calling for a timeout? It's baffling, really. Let's talk about the person who has the hardest job in the WNBA. And it's Christie Sides. You know why? Because having the #1 recruit and the person who is being for largely transforming fandom viewership, sales, everything in the WNBA, and then having a 1 and a start, that's a tough job to take on as a second year coach, only having 1 year under your belt as a head coach. And now you've got to coach the #1 draft pick that everybody thinks has to be successful or not. And it doesn't stop there. Sid's decision-making when it comes to substitutions has been another major point of frustration. Caitlin Clark nearly played as much basketball as the NBA players play far too often. We see her pulling players who are just starting to get into a rhythm or leaving in those who are clearly struggling. Her instincts seem off, to say the least, and it's hard not to wonder if this is one of the major reasons. The Fever have had such an inconsistent season. We want to play for championships, and so to be able to see this team go in the 3-year period From 5 to 13 to 20 sold out arenas not only at home, but on the road. It means the world to me. Speaking of backing players, this brings us to Caitlin Clark, who has been nothing short of extraordinary this season. Clark is a generational talent, a player who has carried this team on her back and propelled them to places they wouldn't have reached without her. Yet one has to question if Christy Sides is really giving her the support she needs. Clark's brilliance is undeniable, but she can't do it all on her own. She needs a coach who knows when to step in, when to protect her, and when to make decisions that put her in the best position to succeed. Unfortunately, Sides has struggled in that department. There's a growing consensus that the Fever could be doing so much more with the right leadership. Christy Sid's inability to effectively manage timeouts, substitutions, and overall game strategy has made it painfully clear that she may not be the right fit for this team. If you're the team with the worst offensive rating in the league and you know you need a good defender, how do you not play her, then waive her? Well, it's frustrating. I'm not too surprised. It's been a common theme lately to see high draft picks get waived or cut earlier in their careers. In the W, we saw it a lot last season, especially in training camp. This is a huge L for the Fever. Caitlin Clark, let's be honest, has carried this team on her back. The Fever's success this season, that's largely thanks to Caitlin, not Christy Sides. She's been the engine, the fire, the glue, whatever you want to call it, that's kept this team moving forward, whether it was draining threes, dishing out assists, or making clutch plays. Under pressure, Clark has done it all without her. It's hard to imagine the Fever even making it to the playoffs, let alone competing at the level they did, yet somehow Christy Sides has been getting a lot of credit for the team's success, but let's be real for a second. Caitlin did most of the heavy lifting. She's sensational in her own right. She's going to be a superstar in this league for years to come. She's clearly the Rookie of the Year. She's deserving to being an MVP candidate, even though she's IR behind Asia Wilson. And the Indiana F going to be in the playoffs all season long. Clark has been taking some pretty physical hits on the court, fouls that should have been called, but weren't rough tackles that went unaddressed. Essentially, she's been targeted, and what did Christy Sides do about it? Not much, to be honest. She didn't speak up for her. Clark didn't challenge the refs and didn't have her players back when it really counted in a league where advocating for your star player can change the dynamics of a game. A coach in the locker room, like we're down 3 first quarter down, 5 second quarter, and then lost by 3 in the third. Like we were right there, and I felt like we just played a crappy game. Like, fun fact, Christy Sides had 0 experience as a head coach prior to becoming the head coach of the Fever. Yes, that includes high school coaching too. So when you hear that lie, Donna's sticking by Christy Sides, it's no wonder people are upset. It's not just about the losses. It's about how the situation was handled, or rather mishandled, over the course of the season. Clark was the team's clear MVP, yet she wasn't protected or defended when it mattered most. So yes, fans are demanding a change, and they have every right to do so. The Fever's future is bright, but it's not going to reach its full potential as long as Sides is at the helm and Lin Dunn continues to back her. Caitlin Clark deserves a coach who can elevate her game, protect her on the court, and make the right decisions when it matters most. And if the Fever want to win a championship, it's time for Lin Dunn to seriously reconsider who's leading this team. I know that, as you've been saying, it takes time, it takes, connection, chemistry, effort, and just helping those people gel. And I love what is going on in the Indiana Fever organization, and whoever was going to be the coach of this young lady in the pros was going to probably have that journey, and I think I'm going to say it. Whether you agree with me or not in the comments, you were the right person for the job. It's tough because Caitlin Clark has been the bright spot in what has otherwise been a roller coaster of a season for the Fever. She's the reason they made it as far as they did, and quite frankly, the reason Fever fans held on to any hope at all. Clark has proven her doubters wrong time and time again this season, and she's done it in spectacular fashion. Not only did she win Rookie of the Year over Angel Reese, rightfully so, but she dominated in such a way that left little room for debate. There was no question about it. Caitlin Clark's impact has been undeniable, and her ability to rise to the occasion has been nothing short of sensational. Oh, if I am Rick God, thank you. If I'm not back to the drawing board, I just want to win, and let's not forget. Clark has been breaking records left and right. Just take a look at her assist record, where she now stands above Alyssa Thomas, which is no small feat. Her court vision combined with her scoring ability makes her a dual threat that few players can match. Caitlin is rewriting the history books, and she's doing it in style for so long. There were questions surrounding whether she could perform at this level, especially as a rookie. But not only has she risen to the occasion, she's exceeded every expectation thrown her way, even legends of the game.